welcome to T-Boys TV. We are back again with another Hatter Show, obviously episode 303. And in this one, we will be talking about a game that looks like it's probably going to get called off, but we're going to talk on other bits as well that have come out today and yesterday, and obviously around the week and things like that. So yeah, before we get into all of that, Dad, how have you been since Tuesday?
Yeah, all good, mate.
Good. Good to see everyone in the chat as well. Hope everyone is well. But yeah, the first thing we'll get into is we'll start off with Kadoa signing permanently today. Obviously, I did the video on it earlier, my thoughts at the time, and obviously I still stand by it. It was inevitable; it was going to happen. It's obviously happened now. There was a few people saying, it could possibly happen in January just to make sure. But I think, like I said in the video earlier, I think the thing that's made it, the nail in the coffin essentially to why we've done it today is the fact in a matchday squad, you can only have 5 loan players in League One. And obviously, including him before him, we had 6. So we had, I've got a list of it somewhere. Let me just quickly get it up. So obviously him, Lawrence, there it is. Him, Lawrence, El Hamadi, Longwick, obviously Dutch signing we've signed, and then Palmer. So, this was the one that was going to be inevitable that it was going to happen eventually. It's now. It's happened, so that's good to see. And I mean, you look at games like tomorrow, if it does go ahead, I mean, he could play anywhere across that sort of 4, if you want to call it, if you want to include up front as well, where he actually play, like where his main position is. Obviously, he can play on the right, which has been his best position for us. Centrally, he's shown that he can play there, and then out on the left a few times. So it's going to be interesting what we do with him, but glad he's finally over the line and all that conversation's done, Dad.
Yeah, like I say, it was and the quality that it's shown as well, and obviously he's committed. He's our player. We need to. People will be looking at him. I think West Ham fans, some of them are quite unhappy that he's come to us, but I'm sure that was always going to be the case anyway. So it had been done in the summer, but it makes sense, and yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. No, they were a bit gutted just because it does look like, let's be honest, right? They've obviously got a few good results, West Ham. I mentioned this earlier, but because of the gap and the position they find themselves in anyway, even with them getting good results recently, the teams above them like Forest and all that, they're getting results. So it looks like they probably will go down. And he could have been all right for him in the Championship, but it was an obligation to buy anyway. So we were always going to be in a good position to get him anyway. It was just when were we officially going to make it, permanent? And now with this loan situation, I think that's the reason we have done it. I think that's a large part of it. So all in all, very happy about that. If you want to hear me go into a bit more detail, then like I say, do check out the video earlier if you haven't already. And then the other thing that come out this week, which I also did a video on, is we are back in the Virtue Trophy. Obviously, it took so long for them to actually announce it and let everything known. Everything was meant to be known by the 22nd. It took until the next month for everything to be announced. Obviously, they got a few more fines and things like that. I mean, obviously, at the time, I'm saying, just let them through, because we weren't good enough on the night. But the more I think about it, and the way they've come across, I've got to be honest, the way they've come across, I mean, some of the things I've heard them say, just give Plymouth, the way to the semi-final and things like that. And it's just like, I didn't mind Holloway, but the way he's come across like recently, I've got to be honest, saying all this stuff like, we beat them fair and square. Well, you didn't. You're 2 illegible players on the pitch, so you didn't beat us fair and square, and then just defending the player who's done some, madness, which I'm not really going to get into. If you know. I can't defend it. So, obviously I'm not underestimating Plymouth, but for me, this is our only chance to have a bit of success at the end of the season, because I think playoffs is very unlikely. Like I've said, I think there's a bit of a gap, and I look at Huddersfield's game, like I said earlier, they've got Blackpool tomorrow. I mean, Blackpool are away again. If they play anything like they did against us, there's nothing other than a Huddersfield win. You just got to hope that teams that are in there, like Bradford, can sort of fall off. But all in all, scraping the barrel to get playoffs is not good. And hopefully it can be similar to the season, obviously different circumstances, but the season we got the points deduction in terms of, the league wasn't really what we wanted it to be. And then we obviously went on and won the trophy. And obviously, like I've said since the start, for me, You know, it'd be good. Obviously, I was very young, so I didn't really know what the hell was going on, did I, Dad? So it'd be good in that aspect as well. But yeah, what did you make of this when it came out? Obviously, we was with each other actually at the time.
Yeah. You know, we half expected it.
Mm.
The longer it went on, and the fact that it was to be confirmed who they were playing. I've seen some people ranting on. Saw someone on TikTok ranting about it earlier. Obviously, a Plymouth fan. But he was just talking waffle anyway. He was saying, the Virtue Trophy is where it's got the League One and League Two teams and some Premier League teams and under 21s and Championship. No, it hasn't. There's no Championship teams in the Virtue Trophy. And then he said that they beat us 1-0. It was 2-1. And I just thought, is what it is, isn't it? Would it be tarnished if we won it? I don't think so. Still got to go out and win it. Obviously, everyone, a lot of their fans and Plymouth and all that will be itching to beat us. They're a bogey team at the moment, but we are at home and it's opportunity, isn't it? So, yeah, whatever. Holloway's always been a bit of a fruitcake anyway. So they've got to accept it and move on, just learn from the mistakes. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people going in on us a little bit, like it's fucking nothing to do. It's not our fault. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen their fans say it's a tin pot trophy that they've never won. Concentrating and getting up the league. Stop having weirdos as your club captain and all. So yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. I totally agree. And I have seen a few, for example, because during that time, I think we were meant to play Doncaster in a rescheduled game. Obviously, a few of their fans not happy. But again, that's not really our fault. Do you know what I mean? If in the video earlier, I said if, Swindon weren't pissing around.
And the guy also said, it's not fair on Plymouth. They'd have to prepare for two different teams and all this bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but
they've played us, so they've got a lot of knowledge on us, and then they're playing a team that's doing all right in League Two.
And also, I can't blame them for this. And I said this at the time, obviously, because we didn't know when we was actually going to play. Obviously, it's come out now. But when we didn't, when it initially come out that we're back in, they obviously requested to basically have the game to wait longer, which is fair enough. I'd want us to do the same. So on top of that, with people saying that, was like, well, they've got the longer schedule which they wanted to prepare for it anyway.
Was we playing Plymouth or was we playing Doncaster?
Yeah, exactly. It weren't just for them; it's for us as well. Yeah. And Wilshere said it earlier. They're trying to prepare for all these games, and I don't know what the hell's going on. Basically, so we officially know now. It's the game after we played Burton. So yeah, obviously that's during the week this game as it is, but it's a big opportunity. And like I say, I'm not going to underestimate Plymouth because they have beat us twice, but we are at home, which I think is good. Like I said the other day, if we were away from home, I do think we'd probably lose, got to be honest. But the fact we're at home, it's a big opportunity. You win that game, you're in the semi-final, you've got two legs. It's a big, big opportunity. From there on in, you're 2 games away from Wembley. And we could end it on a more successful season than I think it could be if we don't win this, to be quite honest with you. And obviously Wilshere's come out and said, now that we're back in it, obviously we're going to go for it. And also it's going to be interesting to see what we do in them games, because obviously if you look at the team we played against Swindon, a lot of them have obviously gone now, quite a lot of them. So it's going to be interesting. I expect us to probably actually approach it quite stronger. I know obviously you've got the league and that, but who are you going to really put? Obviously you put a few of the youngsters in again. You'll put Fox in and, you have Evans, on the bench, I'm sure, and things like that. But predominantly, I think you've got to go stronger. Even give like El Hamadi a go in that game. Start him. If he's not starting in the league at the moment, obviously he's in the squad. But yeah, players like that and things like that. And then, yeah, obviously 2 legs. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if we can progress, which, we've got to be looking to do for me. I know, and rightly so, people don't really have the, what's the word? Like, they don't really want to watch it early on, and I totally get that. I totally get that. But now, with how our season's gone, I think most of us have got to try and get up for this, because I think this is the only way of a bit of success, really, come the end of the season. Who loves the trip at Wembley, especially us? I mean, we've got a good record there. So let's take it game by game, but let's look at this and try and, build on this and try and get there, really. in terms of that. But we'll go through some comments before we get into the potential game tomorrow. So Jackie says, hi, Ty and Daz. Hello, Jackie. Hope you are well. Could be waterlogged. Yep, exactly. Good evening, all, says Paul. Good evening, mate. And also, I did see your little preview, mate. You said Archer might score. So, yeah, possibly. Andre Gray as well. I mean, if we went to Port Vale, thankfully, like I say, he weren't playing for him dud when we went, because he'd have probably scored, and this time it'd have probably counted, unlike the one at Watford. So, yeah. With that, hello. Oh no, mate. Oh no, honestly. Nah, probably not. Probably not. I think it's fair for the League One and League Two teams, really, and a lot of people say they're not really interested until the latter stages. So, yeah, probably not. Probably not. Um. Yeah, they got to be involved. Definitely, they definitely got to be involved. Yeah, exactly, and that's what I mean. Like, for example, El Hamadi, someone who hasn't scored yet. You could start him in that game. I mean, it'd be interesting to see who we play defensive. Hopefully, round about that time, we've got at least like Hakeem back. You could have him in the game, whether you put him centrally or as a right back. And there's things like that, but we'll see at the time. So, yeah, I totally agree. But obviously, we can't. What I'm trying to say is we can't rotate like we could, because obviously a lot of them have gone Yates, etc. Even I think we might have had Brown in a few times and things like that. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I do expect us to go stronger. Also, with the fact we got a smaller squad as well. I expect some of the bigger names to be in as well on top of that. But yeah, that is that on that. And then moving on to the potential game tomorrow against Bradford. Now, going into this game, I mean, last week for them, before they won, they were 3 losses on the bounce. They did have, and everyone was thinking they might fall off a little bit. I did have a feeling them having Doncaster at home, even though Doncaster did win 3-0 during the week of that period, because it was at Bradford, I did think they'd win, and they did 1-0. So they got a win coming into this. Obviously, so have we. Both 1-0 wins. Obviously, we won against Blackpool. It was one of them games where in the first half, I didn't think we'd done enough. I felt we could have tried to go out a bit more, but we did second half, and then we got the result, which was great. And yeah, obviously, we're good at home. Obviously, injury news has come out today. Bramall's out for 4 to 6 weeks. So it's not as bad as we all initially thought, like Wilshere said as well. Walsh is actually injured. He's got a shoulder injury. So, yeah, obviously there was a bit of 50-50 speculation. There were some people saying, he could be on the way out, obviously, after the game the other week. And there were some people saying he's ill. He was ill, but now he's got a shoulder injury. Wilshere said today. So, yeah, I mean, Cole, it sounds like he's going to be in the squad, as he should be for this game. Obviously, he's played a lot of League One games. I don't know if any of the other two will be. I think if any of them will be, it'll be the one that's played in the Europa League. So, yeah, I mean, interesting game. But Bradford, I mean, they're not great away. I mean, you look at quite a few of their away games. I think they lost 3-0 to Rotherham. And I mean, Rotherham, for me, they're going down. They're poor. They've had some weird results, away that you wouldn't really expect. Even some games at home they've lost, which I wouldn't really expect them to lose this season. So, if we can continue that home form, we should be, in a good position in this game if it does go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, definitely. Home form's really good. Putting teams to the sword, a couple of times, or just putting extra pressure on them. I think that win over Doncaster for them is just kind of papering over the cracks a little bit. They've got a few injuries. Their manager's decent. Obviously, a former player, I remember him as well. So he'll know what it's all about at the Kenny. But listen, Wilshere's come out and said that the remote players that want to be here and that are still here, we're going to crack on now. So we need to be cracking on, try and close that gap. And they're one of the teams in that. They'd possibly settle for a draw. But yeah, I think they've got Nouvelle, former player as well. But yeah, I think we should have enough. And new signings always looking to make an impact. Like I say that the two younger lads, the Danish and Norway guy, they're not quite ready. Maybe on the bench, but yeah, it'll be the regular guys. So yeah, Palmer's that I expect him to start. And yeah, we should, if it goes ahead. I mean, the pitch does, for Luton's style. I remember years and years ago, obviously, but recently it's been pretty good. But we've had a lot of rain, and it's cut up quite badly. We could see that the last, especially down the wings. And if it's raining all night, people saying about putting a cover in and that, but the cover's not going to do anything because where's that water going after, isn't it? And we haven't got that proper drainage on the sides and that, I don't think so. Let's hope it does go ahead, but not the end of the world if it doesn't. Be another kind of game in hand. Obviously, then it'll probably move to a Tuesday night or whatever. Could be a week or two where we're playing back-to-back games, but is what it is. So we'll see, but I expect us to get a win, really.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I'll go through the comments in a minute, but I'll briefly touch on the game last time. Obviously, we lost 2-1. Obviously, watched it together, Dad, and it was one of them games where, like a lot of the games that we have lost, we were just second best in every department. They just wanted it more. And you even look at the team we had then, right, compared to now, it's quite different,
yeah,
to say the least. Obviously, we have McGuinness.
First goal, I think.
What's that, sorry?
I think that was Kado's first goal for us.
Yeah, it was him and Bramall. I think they were the only good players really that day. But even we had McGuinness, who's obviously not with us anymore. I think we were playing Ali as a wing back, if I remember rightly. There was a lot of interesting things in terms of
ceremony.
Yeah, Lamine, Baptiste. Obviously, I know he's still here, but he's injured. Obviously, Longwick. We had Anderson. Obviously, we've got them now. Nordos come on. In the game as well. Nelson. Do you know what I mean? So it was a completely different team. And obviously, like you said, Wilshere has said the comments yesterday, hasn't he? Obviously, about certain players, not directly, but, saying players didn't want to play for us and things. So, hopefully now we can actually kick on, and we really need to. We really need to kick on. And yeah, this is a game I look at, and I think due to their away form and due to our home form, we can definitely win this game. But yeah, going through some comments. Yeah, exactly. Again, another former Hatter. Honestly, most of the time when they score, isn't it? It's him, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, they're physical, and they were like that last time, and that is ultimately why they beat us. Obviously, they were better than us anyway. They deserved the win, but in terms, they just wanted it more. So we are expecting that. But at the same time, obviously, there's been a few comments, and there was a comment here from Jackie saying about the two up front. Wilshere was asked on it, and he basically said, obviously we've been discussing this week about, things, and it sounds like we could do it. Obviously we've got Cole in the squad now, which means we've got more strikers than we've had in terms of previous games, mainly, and Cole, obviously we've said loads of times, when he was at Port Vale, he obviously, didn't like playing one up front. So to me, that tells me tomorrow could actually be the time we see two up front going forward. And we've seen obviously, in terms of Wells' chances, hasn't been good, but affecting, he could be good in this game. He has been in recent home games, well, not recent ones, but, obviously Leighton Orient, he was good. Wickham, he was good. He did do all right against Lincoln as well, scored that goal. So he needs someone with him. And even with, when we had Yates, we didn't rate him, but he was good at linking up when he did have the rare two up front with Nordos, and they're two players that are not here. They're both out on loan. So, yeah, that's that with that. I know you think playoffs are no, mate, but I do think if you can get consistency and get that sixth spot for the playoffs and wins, I totally agree, mate. I think if we are to get the playoffs, it will be sixth. But we just got to hope, obviously we're consistent, and we've got to hope someone like Bradford, they fall off a little bit and they have a bit more of a shaky spell after this if we do go on to beat them. Because, I'm looking at Huddersfield's games, right? And I just, a lot of them, I just think they'll win. For example, I say, they've got Blackpool tomorrow. I mean, if Blackpool play how they did against us, you know what Huddersfield been like, just played them recently. And obviously they've, got new manager, etc. Can't see anything other than them winning, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, Yeah, exactly, exactly, and that is why I say that Virtue Trophy is massive. I'm not underestimating Plymouth. I can't. They beat us twice, but it is an opportunity. If we can get past them, get into the semis, everyone will be up for it. Then they'll give the stadium. Everyone can have a seat around the whole stadium. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good opportunity. Um, who do I think? I mean, I'll let you answer this one as well, Dad. I think Yates. I think that was pretty obvious the way he come across in his Sheffield Wednesday interview. I mean, Brown, you could argue Brown not being in the squad.
Definitely them two. I'd say Ali not.
No,
Ali definitely wanted to be part of that, and he's proven himself, and we definitely get him back.
I
Yeah,
don't think Lamine either. I
Makoso,
know he had. I know Wilshere said they had disagreements, but I think that was just in terms of the
yeah,
way Lamine
I'd
wanted to play.
say
He weren't playing him like that.
Makoso,
Mm,
and
yeah.
then a couple of the lone players, probably, Nelson maybe. Not,
Mm.
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Nelson, due to them, you remember them comments, one for the future, he probably took a little bit of offence to that because Richards at the time was coming in and doing really well, and he's obviously younger.
forgot about Richards as well, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
he's obviously come back, and he so
some players, yeah.
yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Cole's experience, Elijah, on paper, you'd say he's our best striker. A large part of that's obviously because he's done it in the Prem as well and things. So yeah, no, yeah, it'll be interesting. And that's the thing. Like you look at all these partnerships, even with, a lot of people. If you went to him, who's the least, best striker, whatever you want to call it, they'd probably say Wells. But then if you think of him with one of them, whether it's El Hamadi, Elijah or Cole, you think he would do all right with them, in terms of creating for them and linking up with them. It's just the goals for me. It's just the goals. I can't really have a lot of faith in him in terms of the goals. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, moving on to our lineups for this game. Do let us know in the chat as well what you guys would go for. But we have actually agreed on the same lineup this week, which we have done a few times. But yeah, we believe there could be a change as well in terms of the formation for this game. Now, this is what what we think we'll go with when it wants to go up. There you go. So Keeley in goal. That obviously goes without saying. Longwick as that right back. I think we will stick with him there. Again, like I've said, I do feel against the better teams, it's not really ideal, and Bradford are a better team. But at the same time, with what we've got right now, if you went to me, who do you want to play right back? Obviously, we've got no right back, natural right back at the club. I would say him because I don't really like seeing Jones there. And obviously, Hakeem's out. If Hakeem was fit, he would be the main one there for me. Anderson and Mengi, you've got to stick with them. Obviously, they've been pretty decent together, especially when Mengi's been that left centre back. Johnson, obviously, we had a lot of praise for him the other day. He deserves to continue to play. And then, yeah, obviously, we've got Jones on the right. Large part of that is because when he come on, he was on the right. For me, I'm not sure if you're the same, Dad, but obviously, like I've said loads, I just think Palmer as an impact player is much more beneficial for this game or any game, really. In terms of,
Morris, you mean?
yeah, Morris, sorry. Yeah,
And
sorry.
also, Jones can switch. Jones and could they can switch sides as well if they need
Yeah,
to.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because I believe, I can't remember if it was when Jones first come. No, no, no. It was after, didn't he? He moved to the left against Blackpool. Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, sorry. Didn't he? He might have started there and then he went because Kadoa went to left or something like that. It was something like that. They changed anyway. So, yeah, obviously, Jones there. Kadoa on the left. I know a lot of people don't really like it, but I don't think he's been bad there. I mean, the two games against Blackpool, he's been good there for me. He was wanting the ball loads on Saturday on that left hand side, loads, and Johnson was giving it to him a lot. He was getting some decent crosses into the box as well, and running at players, making things happen. They were struggling to deal with him on that left, and I think centrally sometimes, as much as it has worked, I just feel he's better out wide. Whether he's on the left or the right, personally. And then obviously Palmer and Clark in the middle. Palmer doing a bit more defensive work as well as attacking, but Clark more so letting him do the attacking stuff. Hopefully, Palmer can do what he did the other day. In that first half, get on the ball, make things happen, try and pick out that pass and make spaces. He was really good, really, really good the other day. And then obviously Cole and Wells up front. Now, the reason I haven't gone El Hamadi with one of them two is because he's obviously still getting into the swing of things, and he hasn't quite, as much as he was trying. I'm not saying he wasn't. He was getting absolutely fouled left, right, and centre by their number 4, I think it was, Blackpool. He hasn't quite scored yet for me. Whereas Wells, yes, he hasn't scored loads, but his effectiveness in terms of helping others has been quite good. And I feel Cole,
They're
he's
both
been
experienced, aren't they? They're both pretty
yeah,
experienced up front.
yeah. And Cole's been playing this season anyway for a team that are down there getting 6 goals. And obviously, like we said, the one up front, Cole said he don't like it. And surely, like I said last one, he wouldn't have joined us to play up front by himself. It just wouldn't have made sense. So, yeah, that's that really. Anything you want to add, Dad?
No, I think Palmer can possibly play on the right as well.
Yep, he can play on the right, he can play on the left.
And, you could put Cador in the middle, and then maybe Jones on the left. Johnson possibly could play on that left side. You could put Naismith there. It's gonna be or if Jones plays at right back. I don't. Yeah, like where you put in Longwick, because I think Longwick's still been decent. I don't really want to. I know he can play left back as well. You know what I mean? And that's how we first see him in pre-season. That is, he's more natural to that position than he is to right back.
Yeah, so exactly.
There's a few things you can do and chop and change. But yeah, I think 4-4-2 sits good. I was trying to look at the other formations, but we're not going to go 3 at the back, I don't think. We're not going to have like sort of a staggered midfield. We need solid like that, and to use the wingers and that. So that it's got to be a 4-4-2 if you're going 2 up front for me.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's that when it comes to that. He's got a shoulder injury, mate. He's got a shoulder injury. Wilshere's confirmed today, so he won't even be in the on the bench, mate. To be honest, yeah, fair enough. Jackie says I would have done that. Same lineup, yeah, exactly that. But yeah, moving on, Dad, to that time. If it does go ahead, score predictions. Like we say, we're both feeling confident if the game does go ahead that we can get a win by the sounds of it. So, what is your score prediction?
I'm gonna go. I think they will score some, scrappy goal or whatever. But I think we should have enough in us and should be comfortable. Being at home as well. 3-1. Yeah, 3-1. Goal scorers. Let's have a Cole on his debut. Probably Wells, and it's got to be Palmer as well, I'd say.
Yeah, I think Palmer has been good his last 3 games. Like, he deserves a goal for me. But I think he'll be doing more of that sitting role like he did the other day. So, yeah, I'd probably expect him to still be there again and probably won't be able to score as much as others would higher up. But yeah, as for my score prediction, I do think we'll win this game. I don't think, I know if it'll mean anything come the end of the season, but I do think we'll win this game. Obviously, Bradford's away form's been a bit hit and miss. And we've been pretty decent at home. It's just the way we're just not consistent and good enough away at the moment. So, yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 to us in this game. I think we'll edge it. And, yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. And then as for goal scorers, I'll go Cole as well and Clark. Very inevitable, isn't it, Clark? Did we have Clark last game against them? I don't think we did, to be honest. Did we?
I was going to ask you, yeah.
No, we did. Apparently, we did. No, apparently, he played the whole game as well.
Yeah, but where was he playing? I think.
Yeah, he's probably playing more defensive.
Yeah,
exactly. Which don't suit him. Jackie's gone 2-0. Cole and Kadoa. Yeah, do you know what? I'll take Clark out and I'll go Kadoa. So I've got a feeling because he signed a new contract, it's just written for him to score. I feel actually and just celebrate. Yeah, I've got a feeling actually. And then there'll be a post. That's why it's official or something like that. I can already see that. But yeah, Cohen, they were actually 2-1 for me. 2-2. Even though I've already put in my prediction, I'll stick by it. I do think that if the team does win, it'll be you guys. I was tempted. I don't know, man. Hard one to call. Yeah. No, it is. It is, to be fair. If it was at their ground, I'd probably go with them. I've got to be honest. I think I might have last time, but yeah, the fact we're We're at home. We shall see. And Paul has also gone 3-1 as well. So an emphatic win, which we like to see. But yeah, any final things, Dad, you want to say?
Yeah, probably be cold off. I mean, is it raining now? But yeah, it goes my fucking Alexa.
You can choose the weather, by the way, guys. It always is.
It's going to rain all night or something. I'm not in Luton. I can check it. Jackie, is it raining? Is it going to rain all night? Because if it is, yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Not so. I do.
Let's hope not. And then when's the game? What was it? Next Saturday?
Yeah, we don't play during the week, so yeah, Saturday, Cardiff away.
Like I saw, obviously you went to the last game. Elijah would come on the pitch. I saw him in his jacket and that. So he's in and around, he's training more and that, and you never know. It could be on the bench or whatever. It gives us a couple of weeks with the other lads to get up to scratch, or a week. Do you know what I mean? So it wouldn't be the end of the world. It's another game in hand. We can see, what the other teams do, and that will probably be nine points beyond or whatever. But 2 games in hand potentially. Yeah, you got to win them, but they're both home games, I believe. I know Doncaster's away, isn't it?
Away, yeah.
Tricky, yeah.
Tough game. Despite their position, that's a tough game.
Well, I think they're out of it now, didn't they? They got a couple of.
Yeah, they won. They beat Burton the other day, which I think done well for them. Harry, you'll be able to confirm. I think it done well in terms of the table for them.
I mean, I was surprised they're down
17th, yeah.
To be in, I expected Wimbledon to kind of be down there.
I mean, they've done really well to start Doncaster. Do you remember? They were up there.
Yeah. So
playoffs and that.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm hoping it. I don't mind the early kickoffs.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's just hope it doesn't rain too much.
Yeah, I mean, Jackie, obviously you asked Jackie a question. She says, I don't think it is. It's going to be dry tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully. Because I do want this game to go on, because obviously, we've got games in hand already. I know it's only one, but you don't really want them piling up. So hopefully we can have this game go ahead. And it is a home game, which I'm confident in. It's not like that period where we weren't great at home. And you sort of don't mind if it gets called off because we weren't great at home during the start of the season. So right now, yeah, I'd like it to go on, ideally, if it can. But will I think it will? Probably not, to be honest. But what I do like about us as well is we don't leave it till last minute. We do them at 8 a.m. Obviously, we had the other one on another game. Can't remember who it was. But obviously, I think it was the Doncaster game, actually. Us and Doncaster have done that. But you look at the flipping whole Watford one. The Watford fans got there, we were all there, and then the flipping game got called off literally when they're all waiting. But it's not too long before kickoff. So, yeah, I'm glad that happens because I'll be honest, if I was a Bradford fan, I'd be annoyed if I was.
It's a terrible shame that for Watford.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is that. There is that part which I was laughing. I've got to be honest, but at the same time, I would be pissed if that was me, to be honest. So yeah, last load of comments. They should be able to drain it, says Jackie. So Jackie's got faith that it's going to go ahead. Yeah, hopefully it does. And yeah, as for me, in terms of games, I'll not be at this game if it does go ahead. But David should be interviewing Mike, so that'd be good to have Mike on again, have his thoughts. But yeah, if it does go ahead, we'll be doing a watch along. And then obviously there'll be my match reaction after if it goes ahead. And then obviously we'll have the Hat Show on Monday. And then, yeah, we'll talk about this game with the player ratings. And yeah, we'll go into the Cardiff game on Friday. Talk about that, which right now, let's be honest.
I'll get my score prediction in early.
There you go. Yeah, I was about to say not a lot of us are confident in that one. But in terms of next game for both of us, it will be the Burton game. We'll be at the Burton game, so that'll be good to go to. And hopefully this time, Dad, for you, going to a game, you can witness a win. Because last time it was a draw. I think every game we've been to has been a draw this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully we can win that. And then I'm going to try and go to that Plymouth game on the Tuesday, I believe it is, the 24th, whenever that is. Because that is a big game, and I'd actually like to go to that. Because if we win that, let's say 2-leg semi-finals, 2 games away from Wembley, but we need to win it. So yeah, big up to everyone. And yeah, obviously if we don't see you guys tomorrow, then we'll probably see you guys on Friday, to be honest, because there won't be nothing to react to on Monday. So yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. But hopefully the game does go ahead. Yeah, big up to everyone, like I say, smash a like, subscribe, follow me across all my socials. Have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you guys when we see you guys next. So yeah, until then, take care. Oh, hold up.
Peace.
Actually, I've nearly forgot. Do you know what I've nearly forgotten? I done it the other day, Dad. I forgot the scores. Jackie would like to know the
What
scores.
about ChatGPT's prediction as well?
1-0 to us, by the way. Chat GPT said. Sorry, guys. I nearly forgot again, actually. So, the points as they stand. And also, Jamie said 3-1 to us. It's the same as you, Dad, actually, thinking about it. But yeah, in terms of the scores, so this is what happened in the Blackpool game. So Blitz got the score spot on, so fair play to him, which now puts him on 11 points. Everyone else gained a point except me, ChatGPT, Harry, and Lewis. So the points are I'm on 16, you're on 10, Dad. Jackie, you're on 19. Rich is on 14. Paul, you're on 17. Stephen's on 16. Phil is on 9. Darth Vader's on 15. Ben's on 14. Terry's on 9. Dave's on 10. Blitz is on 11, like I say. ChatGPT's on 12. Jamie's on 19. Harry's on 3. Lewis on 8. Ryan's on 4. So as it stands, there's still a joint top. So I hope that is not the case by the end of the season. Otherwise, it's going to be very annoying, like I say, every flipping week. So, yeah, there we go with that. I nearly forgot to do that again because I know Jackie obviously struggles to go on the Discord a little bit and things, and other people don't have Discord. So I forgot to say that. So I got that out of the way. So, yeah, if we don't see you guys tomorrow, then we'll see you guys on Friday, but hopefully we do. So, yeah, big up to everyone. Smash a like, subscribe. Second time round. Take care and peace.